Hey everybody, Okie Man Outdoors. Just want to share with you some other things that's off topic from building an overland vehicle because I'm doing this to connect with other veterans that are out there doing overlanding. So I was asked one day, why did I join the military? So I wanted to share that story with you. When I was in high school, I did okay. I was, typical teenager, thought I knew everything, and I worked a lot in farming industry, specifically cotton farming. And when we weren't farming, I was working construction, residential houses, building cabinets, just whatever I could do to make money. Um, my parents' mindset was when you graduated high school, you were out the house. You're gone. You better make your own living. There was no living at home. So, time come, graduation, and I always had an interest in, during high school, I did a lot of drafting. I went to a trade school and got a certificate in drafting and really had an interest in it. And the summer before my senior year, I went to work in another city, um, just for a couple months during the summer doing kitchen and bathroom designing. And I kind of liked it, but it was, by the end of the time, I was bored. I mean, you sitting in, then we did pencil and paper. We didn't have CAD programs. I was kind of bored. Um, so I went back to school my senior year. I only went to school a couple hours a day, and I went to, drafting the rest of the time to make up my hours. But when I got ready to graduate, I looked into going to a university. It was about an hour and a half away. They had an architectural program. I started looking into it and even met with the advisor there. And because of the time frame, it was in the early 80s in Louisiana, the oil industry had collapsed, and economically, Louisiana was just in bad shape. Um, he told me, he says, it's very depressed right now. Getting the students that are getting out are having problems getting jobs just because the market wasn't there. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to spend money and time in school and get out and not be able to work in the trade. So my option was military, and that was because my dad was retired from the military. He retired as an orthopedic technician, and he'd always made a decent living. Us, growing up raising 7 kids. So I was thinking, well, this is a good avenue for me because I knew a little bit about orthopedics. I knew what it entailed because living with him doing it, for 35 years. So I looked in different branches. He was in the Air Force. I didn't really want the Air Force option because they couldn't guarantee me a school in orthopedics, but the Navy could. So I joined the Navy, got the guaranteed orthopedic school, and that's why I joined, because it was job security. Um, it was I had insurance. I wouldn't have to worry about a place of living for a while, and I didn't have any debt at all. So whatever I made would support me because I didn't have any debt. Um, so that was the main driving factor for me to go in because I just had to get out of that town. I just had to get out of that little town in rural Louisiana. It didn't have anything to offer me, and I wasn't going to farm. I wasn't going to work construction the rest of my life, and I just knew that there was something else for me. Now, what that was, I didn't know, but that's what the military give me. It give me something that I could sink my teeth into and learn a trade and get out and be able to make a living. Uh, and they would pay for it the whole time I was training. There's not like college where you have to pay for college and go for 4 years before you ever make any money. Uh, so that was my best option. So, and I talked to a lot of people going in that thinking about military. I I think military for me was a great thing. I honestly think every young teenager, male or female, should spend a minimum of 2 years in the military right out of school. I think it really helps you mature quicker. It shows you your abilities of your capabilities of what you can and can't do. It teaches you to be a leader. It teaches you to problem solve. It teaches you to think out of the box. It's really challenging physically and mentally. So I don't regret it at all, and it has done me well in my adult life. And again, I'll talk more about um, other things that I did in the military in different videos. Again, thanks for watching. Follow me. We may have videos about building something on my truck. We may have videos about me being in the military. Who knows? But just keep in mind, I don't have an editor. It's just me. It's just raw Okie Man, and that's another story of how I got the name Okie Man. It's kind of a funny story from the military, but I'll share that with you one day too. So thanks again. Like my channel, share my channel, and subscribe. Okie Man Outdoors.